Hello everyone, my name is Avery and today we are gonna upgrade my PC. I have a new GPU, CPU and power supply and we'll be replacing all of those parts in my current system. And surely it will turn on by the end of the video, right? But anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. Oh my god, it's heavy. Whew. Whew. Now here we have the squid adapter that I will be using for this build. And this GPU is just actually so gorgeous. And it's massive as well. And yes, my PC is held up by a nail file. My old graphics card had to be held up by this nail file or it would start sagging. So, I'm gonna also keep doing that with the new GPU, spoiler, but you know. Here's the amazing cable management that I had to immediately destroy by putting all my homeless SSDs down in the bottom. And my thought was that a new modular power supply would fix this by having less cables in total. We're gonna see about that. Anyways, here's me removing the old power supply and also looking at the new one. Though they kind of look exactly the same, other than this little white like ring. But, well, it is the same company, obviously. I'm not surprised. Also, here are my tools. We have the strawberry knife and we also have the iFixit screwdriver. I love these two. Thank you for helping, guys. Now, there is a mystery connector in my PC and I don't know what it does, but I'll be connecting it again. Just because it was connected right now, just so I don't, you know, lose any functionality. It was going up to like the front panel. I don't know what it did. I'm gonna connect it again. It might be for the LED on the power button. I don't know. Yeah, the old power supply is low-key dusty, but not as bad as I thought this whole section was gonna be. Like, yeah, there's a bit of dust, but it could have been so much worse, okay? This is the new power supply going in. I thought it didn't fit at first, but then it did, don't worry. And yes, I put this power supply in without putting in the cables first, which might have been a dumb idea, but we're gonna see what happens. So here's me trying to figure out how I will get the cables in now. Clearly not working, is it? Right, so these are all my SSDs connected, and these are all the cables for my GPU, CPU, and the other SATA power cables. And of course, don't forget the mystery adapter. Never forget the mystery power adapter. And the mainboard. The mainboard, of course, also needs a power cable. And this is where I struggled. I was yapping in this video for 30 minutes to myself because I didn't know where to plug this in. And it should have been obvious because it's labeled MB, but on the power supply it said MB, and obviously MB means motherboard, so which side would you plug it in? That didn't really matter. The whole thought process was meaningless because I had to take it out and then realized only one side fits into the power supply. So, yes, I wasted 30 minutes talking to myself and probably another 20 reinstalling and uninstalling power supplies, even though I could have just installed the cables before installing the power supply. But that didn't cross my mind at all. And also I struggled plugging it in with one hand. Don't do that. here's my cat. She is always stepping on the glass. She did this like 3 times during me building the PC. And here is the new power supply, secured and connected. So it's actually like done, which is good. And I was recording myself screwing in a lot of things. So there you go. I did that. And this is very important, mystery connector. So again, I never bother to actually check what it does. It is plugged in and the PC is now working, so obviously perfect, love it. And yeah, I thought the cable management would get better with a modular power supply, but in fact there's still a lot of cables, so it doesn't look better. Also, these are 3 other cables from the front panel that I've also never bothered to plug in. Pretty sure these are either USB, USB-C or whatever. Well, as you can see, they're going right there. Yeah, this is their home, actually. They live there, so yeah. Now we have the GPU and CPU cables. And I think here I got confused for a second, and then I realized, oh, okay, that is the CPU and the 2 ones are the GPU. My cat was still inspecting that I do everything right. Very important. Thank you for looking out for me. And this is the CPU cable. I'm currently trying to take it over the motherboard and plug it in, which, as you can see, it worked. But saying it was easy would be generous, because that was tight. But it is connected, so my god. Yeah, still watching. Don't worry, she got everything under control. So I can't even make a mistake, right? Do this properly, okay. Yep, there we go. And this is the new GPU. It was sagging, yes. So like I said, the nail file will stay there, because I'm pretty sure at this point that my motherboard is like worn out. This is me waiting an entire week for the CPU to arrive, but now it's here, so this is actually like a week apart. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, it's lovely. This is me updating the BIOS. So this was the recommended stable version I found online for every 5000 series AMD CPUs. So of course I got it, because this was, like I said, the most recommended one. Now we check if my current CPU is still alive under there, because I don't remember repasting it ever. I'm gonna be honest. I repasted my GPU, but I don't think I repasted the CPU. And it didn't look that bad. Okay, yes, there is dust, but the thermal paste was still a paste. It wasn't that bad. Okay. Anyways, this is me taking out the old CPU. And I think I specifically didn't film putting in the new CPU because I was too scared to fuck it up. So I didn't do that. But the next thing is exactly the CPU cooler, which that is so big. That thing is so massive. This is me trying to understand the manual. Also, the cats got me excited and I had to look outside as well, because they were looking outside and I'm like, what the hell is happening? Let's check. Nothing happened. Anyways, I got distracted. Back to trying to figure out how to install these. It looks like on the picture here, so I was pretty confident that I did it right. And these 2 metal brackets have like a screw in the middle, right? That aligns with the cooler. So I was like pretty sure I did everything right. Now you see these 2 screws, yep. And right here, exactly. Yeah, you see? Makes sense. Perfect. So then, the last 2 steps were just like, just put it together. Like the first 5 were like, okay, this, and the last 2 steps were like, okay, and then just finish it. Like, okay. So I watched a YouTube video on that. There you can see the coolers have been installed, and the fans are extremely big and also look very nice. I like how they look. And this is when I realized, oh, we might have a problem. I only have one CPU header, but oh my god, there was an adapter for it. Perfect. Because my motherboard is like, well, just like the rest of my PC, 7 years old. So yeah, anyways, not a problem because they included an adapter. So I was really happy with that. And then I figured out, oh, I have to connect it there, which is under the, well, tower. But it was actually easier than I expected, and I got it pretty quick, so that's good. And now we use these little, how do you call them? Things. The things. To put this in. And this was like kind of scary. This footage is sped up 5 times because that's how slow I was putting this in, because I was so scared. The whole thing was like wiggling constantly, but like obviously it's like perfectly secure, don't worry. Yeah, and here I told the audience that I would be cleaning up now and then we'll turn the PC on and check if everything works. And just like that, the PC is done. But it turns on, right? It turns on, right? It boots, right? Now, I couldn't tell you what was wrong with the system because these were all the error messages I was able to get on my phone quickly enough to take a picture. There were more, and they had no pattern, no whatever to identify what was actually working and what not. So these are all the things I tried. Updated the BIOS twice, as you were able to see before, and after I went to a newer stable version, which also didn't work. I cleared the CMOS twice. The temperatures were never above 50. It's impossible to be from overheating. I checked the CPU pins a billion times just to make sure nothing was happening, right? I checked the Peerless Assassin cooler so many fucking times because I was scared. Oh, am I putting too much pressure on the poor little motherboard? I don't know. I fingered the XMP setting in the BIOS. I changed the RAM speeds. I tested one RAM stick at a time in the A2 and the B2 slot. And not only my current RAM sticks, I have 4 RAM sticks in total I tested in A1 and in B2. So this is like so many different possibilities, completely ruling out that the RAM would be faulty. Because like it worked, it initialized every time. It just crashed in Windows. So then I installed AMD chipset drivers. I just installed a bunch of bullshit that I thought would help that Google decided to show me. I considered fully reinstalling Windows, but I didn't want to do that, obviously. I considered every possible driver that could have been bad for the new system in this specific constellation of the new CPU. And then guess what? I put the old one back in with the new cooler to rule out if the cooler is bad. No, it works. It works perfectly. It works completely perfectly. So again, I cannot concrete say what was wrong, but my guess is that the CPU has either a faulty memory controller or is just faulty in general. I don't know what about it. Well, so don't get me wrong, the new graphics card is doing a lot. It's really fun, it's amazing. This system is so quiet, I genuinely can't hear it. I genuinely can't, like I'm not joking. I'm still very happy with the system. I'm gonna get the CPU replaced, obviously. That's what you get for buying it off of eBay, am I right? The one part I buy off of eBay. Well, I'm not gonna be doing that in the future anymore. But I hope you enjoyed this video. A like and subscribe would be appreciated. It would show some support, and I hope you have a lovely day.